Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This is Row Leather Certified Career Coach, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about volunteering, but not just to fill time. Today we'll cover how to volunteer intentionally and purposely. When rising adults hear volunteer work, the first image is stocking shelves at a food pantry or helping out at a fundraiser. And those are great starting points. But when done with intention, volunteering can also put you right in the middle of how a community actually works and gain real world experience and knowledge. Think about it. Every community is an ecosystem. You've got healthcare, education, public safety, government, local businesses, nonprofit organizations, and the arts. These aren't just random services. They're the backbone of how people live, work, and connect. And one day you will be a contributing member. So, how do you find your place? As a rising professional, you can step into volunteer roles that give you a front row seat to all of this. It's a chance to see how communities operate, to contribute in a meaningful way, and to explore career paths at the same time. So today, I'm going to take you on a journey through 6 different areas of community life. In each one, I'll share volunteer opportunities, the career paths that they connect to, and most importantly, the skills you'll build that will make you both a learned student and a rising professional in whatever area that you choose. Let's dive in. First, let's look at healthcare and public health. Every community runs on the health of its people. Hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, and public health agencies keep the system moving. And as a student, you might volunteer at a local hospital, not just transporting patients, but helping with administrative support, greeting visitors, or assisting in patient activity programs. You could also volunteer with local health department during awareness campaigns like flu vaccination drives or community wellness fairs. These volunteer roles can get you on the path to medicine, to nursing, public health, psychology, and healthcare administration. The skills that you will learn are professional communication, empathy, organizational awareness, and clear understanding of how health systems operate as part of a larger community. Let's take an example. When you are volunteering at a hospital, consider what is actually happening around you. When you help coordinate visitors in a hospital wing, you're not just pointing people in the right direction, you're observing how a hospital functions, how departments coordinate, and how staff work together to serve hundreds of patients each day. That's community healthcare at its core, fulfilling its true purpose. But if that's not for you, let's look at public safety and emergency services. This is another core part of community life. Safety, fire departments, police, EMTs, and other first responders. Volunteer opportunities include working with community emergency response teams, supporting local fire departments, and with events and outreach for programs that they have. You can also assist with safety education programs in schools, and some students even volunteer with disaster relief organizations like Red Cross. For careers in this sector, consider law enforcement, firefighting, emergency medicine, criminal justice, and homeland security. And the skills that you learn talk about crisis communication, teamwork under pressure, leadership, and the ability to remain calm and organized when situations are intense. Let's walk through an example. If you help at a community fire safety day, you're doing more than just handing out flyers. You're watching how first responders coordinate, how they educate the public, and how they prepare for emergencies. It's a window into the system that keeps your town safe. Now, let's move into education and libraries. Communities thrive on learning, and schools and libraries are at the center of that. If this interests you, you can volunteer as a tutor, mentor younger students, or run workshops at your local library. Anything from coding clubs to creative writing. And some communities even have literacy programs where volunteers work with adults learning English. Now, these roles connect you to careers in education, of course, counseling, educational policy, and even library science. And the skills you'll gain: mentorship, lesson planning, patience, and an understanding of how knowledge is passed on through generations. Let's walk through an example. If you're helping at a library homework club, one student could be struggling with math, another with writing, and you're balancing their needs while keeping them motivated. You're not just tutoring, you're participating in the educational process in your community. And these small experiences can be the beginning of a path to leadership. Let's move on to government and civic engagement. Government is a structure that keeps community organized. City councils, advisory boards, elections, and civic programs. Volunteer opportunities here include assisting at local elections, serving on a youth advisory council, or helping with town hall events. You could also get involved with nonprofits that advocate for civic issues like housing, transportation, or environmental sustainability. This sector connects to careers in law, political science, urban planning, and public administration. And the skills that you'll learn will be leadership, advocacy, organizational planning, and a deeper understanding of civic responsibility. Let's say, for example, you volunteer at a polling station during a local elections, and there are local elections coming up in our town here. You're helping check in voters, observing the process, and ensuring everything runs smoothly. It may seem small, but you're playing a role in that democratic system that shapes your entire community. It's the foundation of our country as a whole. Now, if your goals are more into the business and economic development sectors, let's take a look. Communities also rely on strong economies. Local businesses, banks, and Chamber of Commerce all play a role. Volunteer opportunities could include helping with community events hosted by the Chamber of Commerce, supporting small businesses, business fairs, or working with nonprofits that focus on workforce development and entrepreneurship. Career path volunteering in this area could lead to business management, finance, marketing, and economic development. The skills you'll gain include everything from event planning, networking, fundraising, and the ability to see how business and community life are interconnected. So let's imagine that you volunteer. You're volunteering at a community job fair, helping direct attendees and assisting employers with their setup. As you watch, you see how local businesses recruit talent, how nonprofits support job seekers, and how economic activity flows through your town. You're getting an education in community economics, live and unfiltered. So now, if you're more of a creative artist, let's look at arts and culture and into nonprofit. It's the heart of the community life. Volunteering might look like helping at a community theater, assisting at a local museum, or running art workshops for kids, or creating marketing materials for nonprofits. Career connections in this area are arts administration, communication, nonprofit management, and performing arts. And the skills that you'll gain will be like creativity, collaboration, project management, and the ability to connect diverse groups through shared experiences. Here's an example. You volunteer with your town's community events. You're helping to coordinate activities, helping with promotion, and ensuring that events run smoothly. What you're really doing is learning how art brings community together, nonprofit functions behind the scenes, and how culture plays a role in civic pride. Career areas in these areas can lead to, well, aside from local roles, are activism for causes that shape our society, nonprofit grassroots action programs, and public policy, and even tourism. All right, so let's wrap this up. So here's the bigger picture of all of what we just talked about. Every community is made up of systems: healthcare, safety, education, government, business, and arts. And as a citizen, you have a chance to step into each of these areas through volunteering. And again, it's not just about logging in hours, it's about understanding how your community operates, contributing to its success, and discovering where your passion fits in. And with so many optional paths, it may feel daunting, but don't worry, you can't do volunteering wrong. So here's my challenge to you. Look at your community as a network of opportunities and ask yourself, where do I want to plug in? Do I want to see how a hospital works, how elections run, how local businesses grow, or how art festivals bring people together? There are no mistakes, just opportunities to learn about your likes and dislikes along with finding your strengths. You then choose a volunteer role that gives you front row seat. Not only will you make a difference in your community, but you'll also build the skills and experiences that shape your future career. So, thanks for listening today. If you found this helpful, and I hope you did, share it with a friend who's also looking for ways to get involved and learn career experiences. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. And until then, get out, engage with your community, serve it with purpose, and uncover career possibilities that await you. See you in the next one.